ये एक आन जियो पिंदी उपकले संसारा भ्रम भ्रम आए तुमचे द्वारा तू कुन रे मैं जी नामा हो जी अल्लाह ते निवारना चमकारना। पंजाबी ने केवल गुरु नानक ने केवल गुरु ग्रंथ साहब महाराज दे अंदर नामदेव जी नु नहीं जगह दी, पंजाबी बोली ने अपने हृदय दे अंदर नामदेव नु जगह दे दी। You understand the importance of Punjabi boli? What Dr. Sahib was talking about earlier on. Punjabi is so great, it opens up. So even though that is not the topic of what I want to go through today I want to go through Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji, not in its entirety, but I want to go through Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's poetry, and especially one character who comes up in Dasam Granth. Her name is Durga, Devi, Chandi, Kali, and I want to go through Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj's characterization. So I'm going to start that up. We're going to keep this within the next 20 minutes. But if you want to have any questions, if we want to make this informal, we can. So we started, pehla main gal bhul gaya, KV bhul jana. Firstly, 5 kaviyan de naam. Ek kavi da naam do, haan ji. Pichle 20 saalan ch. Haan, Chaman Har Govindpuri, excellent, haan ji. Aur? Hai? Safari, haan ji, anyone else? Na de? Dev Tarike Wala. I'll accept it. Haan, Surjit Patar. And another one. Someone who died. Recent. Son Singh Seetal. 4-5 ho gaye? Professor Mohan Singh. मां वर्गा कणछावा बूटा मैनू नजर ना आए जिस तू लैके शां उदारी रब ने स्वर्ग बनाए बाकी कुल दुनिया दे बूटे जड़ सुकिया मर जांदा ऐ पर फुल्लां दे मुरझाया ए बूटा सुक जाए. He wrote a beautiful poem. ए केड़ा बूटा ए हर थां जो पड़दा ए सिक्खी दा बूटा ए हर थां जो पड़दा ए रंबी दियां तारां ते आरे दियां दंदियां ते रंबी दियां तारां ते आरे दियां दंदियां. I could go on for a long time, but I'm not going to. But excellent. What I want you to do is I want you to take these names of these professors, these poets, and I want you to start. Anyone else wanting to suggest a name, possibly that some people should read? There's someone who's very close to my heart. Jeda na nahi tusi aje liya. Haji? Dr. Bhai Singh unfortunately didn't live in the last 20 years, but Dr. Bhai Singh is, can't say anything more. Gurupag Singh, Professor Gurupag Singh, huh? Excellent writer. You should read. We'll give a reading list later. What do you think are your problems when it comes to Punjabi? Just before we get into the Devi issue, what are your problems that come across, and how can we avoid them? Shout suggestions. What do you think when it comes to Punjabi and making it our boli of every day, or making it the boli of our culture, our literature, of our heart? Hanji.
It's hard to talk formally Punjabi.
Okay.
Like, you know how you talk in your Punjabi is difficult.
Katha Punjabi is difficult. Okay. So how do we address that difficulty? Suggestions. Hanji Man Harjot Singh. Vocabulary. How did you used to learn English vocabulary? Reading. Who said that? Reading. The only way you're going to improve your vocabulary is when you pick up the books that challenge you. ठीक है? And alongside those books, Gurmeer Singh has made a whole presentation out of one book, Mahan Kosh. Am I right? Am I wrong? The Chand and Savaiye is based on Mahan Kosh. That book is the most amazing book in this world. The Punjabi mind You know, the media makes you think the Punjabi mind is just this guy who jumps around like a clown on a stage, and all the Punjabi mind knows is how to drink sharab, and all the Punjabi mind knows is how to demean women and sing about their waists and sing about their eyes and sing about how they're an object of sex and nothing else. That is not the Punjabi mind. That is not the Sikh mind. The Sikh mind, if you want to see the Sikh mind, just look at Bhai Singh Ji Nabha. The first person to declare outright that we are a nation, Hum Hindu Nahi, was written by Bhai Singh Nabha. Have anyone heard of that? Hum Hindu Nahi. You should read the book. It's an excellent book. You can get it online. If you don't have access, I have it to... Steve. Acha, mainu abas kar lende ho. More suggestions, just shout it out. I'm not gonna whatever. Kitna Punjabi bolange? हाँ जी भाई साहब.
I just wanted to ask you a question. Is Punjabi expanding or is it a dead language?
Did you hear that question? Can we have another mic? Can someone who's got a little bit of a professional sort of akal type thing? Akal is a feminine noun. It is. Hello. There is a reason. Why is 70% of Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Bani written from the point of view of a young woman calling out to her husband in love? What does that mean? Why does Guru Sahib write like that? That's another question for another day. Let's try and take it back. Who is speaking? I know your name. Quite proud.
Well, I just had one question. Is Punjabi expanding or is it considered a dead language?
This is a question which I think we really need to listen to. Is Punjabi expanding or is it a dead language? I would say from hello सुन लो पक्खे नूं कुछ नहीं हुंदा पक्खा उड़ नहीं चलिया गुरु दे प्यारिओ जिथे इन्नी गर्मी झल लैंदे आ ਉੱਥੇ थोड़ा जिहा होर झल लो. I'll let you out soon, है ना? He asked, Harmandeep Singh asked, is Punjabi a dead language or is it expanding? I don't think that Punjabi is a dead language personally, but I think that our vocabulary is contracting. BB said yes, this just in the langar outside today, ਉੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਲ ਤਰੋਂਗ ਦਵਾਂਗੇ. And when you hear a word like that, ਤਰੋਂਗ ਤਰੋਂਗਣਾ, you say what? That's Punjab. When you say ਤਰੋਂਗਣਾ, ਆ ਜਲ ਤਰੋਂਗੋ, that's Punjab. When you say lapapa, and even that is leaving. When you say mom jamma, you heard the word mom jamma? When you hear these words, these are Punjabi. We are contracting. Punjabi is not contracting. We are the ones who are contracting. It is not a dead language. It was always lived because Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is there. No, I know what you mean. I know how you mean. But from that ocean of Guru Granth Sahib, there will always come a wave of Punjabi. It's inspired over the years when we were about to be wiped out, when there were only a few thousand Amritaris left. It inspired by Virsa. Now we have millions. It'll inspire us again. Tika? So there's always waves and currents. But now, that's why I always say, what do I say to all the kids? Who do I tell you to read? But आज तक मेरी गल नहीं मनी पंजाबी दियां वड्डी वड्डी गल्लां कर भाई वीर सिंह पढ़ो सच्ची गल आ जे गुरमत नूं समझना आ जे पंजाबी सिखनी आ भाई वीर सिंह पढ़ो सुपने दे विच मिले असानू असां धा गल वकड़ी पाई निरा नूर तुसी हथ ना आए साडी कंबदी रही कला. That's शायरी. Try and find this. I'm not very good with this. Comment single. I've just been compiling this today, so it may be slightly misjointed, but I will try and bring it to as much as Can everybody see the screen? Yeah. Basically, and one thing I've heard that some of the Singhs have said Bhai Sukha Singh is very standoffish. If I am, मैं हाथ जोड़ के थोड़े तो माफी मांगता. Whoever felt that, seriously, whoever felt that, no, Sati Muti, I'm not going to do the fake Nimarta thing and all that. If you ever felt that, if I have offended any of you, then मैं हाथ जोड़ के माफी मांगता थोड़े सारे हैं. Because apparently I've seemed standoffish. It's because I've been jet lagged for the last few days. I haven't been on my, I haven't been on point. Even today I'm slightly off. So I'm sorry. Je main kisi nu offend kita mainu maaf kar diyo. Main banda hi haan, main sant nahi. Main human being hi haan. So I make mistakes. But please forgive me. Right, so when I was looking through Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji, I found this one character who comes up again and again. And I'm not going to talk about the compilation of Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji. I'm not going to talk about many different parts of Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji. Today I'm going to talk about just one character. One character who Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj picks from a pantheon of millions. Not one, not two, not thousands. From a pantheon of millions. There's a quote by Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, Balihari gur apne, Deohari sadwar, Jin manas te devte kiye, Kartana lagi var. Tan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says that I'm a sacrifice to the Guru. Why? Because the Guru can change a man into a living, breathing form of God. Jin manas te devte kiye. And when I was looking through Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji, from Purkh to Bhagavant, where Pragatyo Purkh Bhagavant Roop Guru Gobind Sura, Bhai Gurdas Singh, who wrote Vaho Vaho Gobind Singh. He wrote a poem, and in that poem he said, where Pragatyo Purkh Bhagavant Roop. And if Guru Gobind Singh is Purkh Bhagavant, then his Khalsa is Purkh Bhagavant. And if his Khalsa is Purkh Bhagavant, the Nari, the woman, the feminine power that Guru Gobind Singh envisaged is Bhagavati. And I will talk about this today. So, let's not be scared, ठीक है, of ਆਪਾਂ phone ਬੰਦ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ ਭਾਈ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਬੇਨਤੀ ਆ ਮੇਰੀ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਰਤਣਾ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਵਰਤ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਜੇ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਸਟੈਂਡ ਆਫ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਜੇ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਲਓ, because I know ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਿੰਗਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਫੋਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਤੁਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ, whoever family member, if you need to ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ. So if you do, when I say like these real suggestions, everyone's like, oh, he's standoffish. I'm actually saying that if you do need to, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਹਨਾ, ਬੱਜੇ ਦੂਜੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਆਪਾਂ ਭਰਾ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ. So offense ਨਾ ਮੰਨਿਓ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਦਾ. So what I want to say now is this, that when I was reading Chandi Charitar, this quote came up, and I'm not afraid from using an image. People who are afraid from an image are called the RSS. They get afraid of images. They try and rip them down. Mainu koi dar nahi kisi photo to. Photo mainu kuch nahi kar sakdi, right? So I just wanted to make that down, because first thing Sikhs do is we say, oh, photo, right? But I want to say to you this. You know why Guru Gobind Singh Ji took Devi? Because amongst all of the other mythical characters, there are other characters in the Hindu pantheon. You understand pantheon? What that means, the Devi Devti. In the other Hindu pantheon, Parvati is at the feet of feet of Vishnu. She bows down to Vishnu. And if you look at Shivji's, Parvati is at the feet of Shivji. Lakshmi is at the feet of Vishnu. Each of these powers is harnessed into the Hindu pantheon, but there is one who has no one else, She has no husband. She has no power controlling her. She is a power unto herself. And that is the power of Devi. There is one character. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji takes this as a mythical character. And I want to say, in just looking at this part of Chandi Charitar, Guru Gobind Singh Ji says, Ayes ab jo hoye, granth to main rachon. He's not saying to Devi, he's saying to God, Akal Purakh, Vaheguru, je teri aagya hove, I am about to make this story granth. Ratan pramod kar bachan, cheen ta main gachon. This is what Sri Dasam Granth Sahib Ji is. It is a necklace around your neck. The necklace doesn't go upon your head. The necklace goes around your neck. The dastar of spirituality of Guru Granth Sahib is upon our head and around our neck. We have this beautiful Punjabi kavta of Guru Gobind Singh Ji in the form of Chandi Charitar, in the form of Chandi Diwar, in the form of Bachitar Natak, in the form of Chaubi Astar, in the form of Zafarnama, in all of these many forms. Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji's poetry is with us. So, Guru Sahib Ji says, Bhakha Shobh Sab Karho, Tarho Krit Mein, Adput Katha Apar, Samjh Kar Chit Mein. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, Main tuhanu ek kahani dassan lagya. I'm about to tell you a story, and I'm going to make this story so powerful that it will shake your inside. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji goes on to talk about the power of this story. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, Kaut ke het kari kavne, sat sya ki katha eh puri pei hai, jahe nimit pade sun hai nar, so nischay kar tae tehi hai. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, I am not worshipping the Devi. The reason why I am showing you, Guru Gobind Singh takes a woman. Now if Guru Gobind Singh had taken a man from the low caste, we can talk about this. Why did Guru Gobind Singh pick a woman as his main fighter? A woman was called Pair Di Jutti by the Brahmins. A woman was degraded at that time by the Muslims. A woman was said to be lowest of the low. But Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj takes this character who has no consort, who has no person to look to. And when she is there doing Ishnan, the king of all the demigods, the Devte, comes to her and he says, Ma, sanu bachala. Paas Durga de, Indra aya. Indra comes to Durga. Durga van sunandi. Indra cries. He says, Ma, asi lutte gaye, sada kakh nahi reha. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, Durga van sunandi, hasi, har hadai, Punjabi poetry. Ohi shiv magaya raksh pakhna, chinta karo na kai, devanu akhya, ro hoi mahamai raksh marne. Raksh aaye rohle, khet pidne ke chaye, lashkan tega barshiyan suraj nazar na paaye. Tan Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj takes this character who was called Abala. Abala means that person who has no bal, who has no energy. Abala. Sri Guru Gobind Singh takes that character to fight against all of the armies of the Rakshash. And he is saying, in this poetry, he is saying, another one thing which I found when I read Chandi Diwar was this. On one side you have Durga, and she pulls out her sword. Now, many people confuse Bhagoti with Durga. Durga is the character of Devi in this poetry, but Bhagoti is the creative and the destructive power of God. By Khan Singh Nabha, and when you read Gyani Diti Singh Ji, his Nirne of Bhagoti, when you read by Veer Singh, what they say Bhagoti is, then you understand Bhagoti is the creative and destructive power of Akal Purakh, symbolized by the Sri Sahibs around our neck, Sri Bhagoti Ji Sahib. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj gives that to us. This is a very deep topic, and we don't have time for question answer today, but it's something that we can look into. These things, and personally if we have questions we can do that with me, but Bhai Avtar Singh Ji Brahma especially was known for his recitation of Chandi Diwar. If you go into the Nahang Dals, if you go into Baba Bidhi Chand Dal, and I have been, they tell you how Bhai Avtar Singh Brahma used to recite Chandi Diwar. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, Kaut ke het kari kav ne, sat saya ki katha e puri pei hai, jahe nimit pade sun hai nar so nischay karta hi dei hai. The reason I have written this is not to worship the Devi. And nowhere in Chandi Diwar, in Chandi Charitar, does Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj worship Durga. No. He says to God, Tੈਂ ਹੀ Durga ਸਾਜ ਕੇ ਦੈਂਤਾ ਦਾ ਨਾਸ ਕਰਾਇਆ, ਤੇਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਬਲਰਾਮ ਲੈ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਣਾ ਦੈ ਸਿਰਕਾਇਆ. He says, Oh God, you are the one who gave this woman the power to fight against so many, these farmers, these blacksmiths, these people who work with lakad. You are the one who will give them the power to fight against the Mughal army as well. That is what Guru Gobind Singh Ji is saying. And these Singhs who read this Bani took that in. He says, Jahe nimit pade sunhana. Any person who reads this will win. Because he will read how one woman triumphed over a whole army. And I tell you, when you read the way that she fights, and the onomatopoeia, and the alliteration, and the consonants that Guru Gobind Singh Ji uses. I'll give you one example from here. This is from Chandi Charitar. Kah kah so kukat kankiyam. This is how it's meant to be read. Kah kah so kukat kankiyam, bah bahat bir so bankiyam, lah lahat baan kripanyam, gah gahat pret masanyam, dah dahat dabbar damkyam, lah lahat teg tramakyam, tram tramat sang tamakyam, babakant bir so bankiyam, shutkant baan kamanyam, haharant khet katranyam, dah kant damar dankani, kah kahat kukat juggani. Padki, you get like, whoa, you get like a woo, like a takeoff, just beat runs through you just by reading that. Many of you heard Chagardan, Nagardan, but when you just read it in Chal, just like we were talking about the Savaiye, Jahe nimit pade sun hai nar so nischay karta hi nahi hai. The Pandit said, these Jats, these Tarkhans, these Chivars, these Chamars, these Nais, these Arodas, whatever they are, how dare they learn anything? How dare they learn knowledge? Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says this is the type of poetry which is going to inject them. Jahe nimit pade sun hai nar. Those things that we read about and we see about, just like the example of Bhai Avtar Singh. He was one of those people who took this into him. So I just want to look at Chandi Charitar very quickly. I would have liked to do this in a bit of detail, but I know that you're tired, so I'm going to keep it small. I just want to bring your attention. This is when Guru Gobind Singh Ji begins writing the Chandi Charitar. So Maharaj Ji writes, Ek Oankar Sri Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh, the Mangalacharan of Dasan Granth. At Chandi Charitar Ukti Balas. Ukti Balas, I'm using the Sanskrit way of saying it, not the traditional Sampradayic way, because I want to do the meaning. Ukti Balas means a beautiful story. I'm going to tell you a beautiful story, Ukti Balas of Chandi. But when he's about to write that story, Guru Gobind Singh remembers Akal Purkh first. Ad apar alek anant akal apek alakh anasa. Kaisiv sagt de sitrachar. Rajo tam sat teh purbasa. Tihu purbasa. And when Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj comes through, bows down to God, then he says something amazing here. Do you remember that? The quote which I talked about Pramod, about diamonds. It comes in this as well. Ab Ais ab jo hue granth to mair chon. The quote which I gave you is from the first ang of Chandi Charitar. But I want to give you just one line from here. Kino hai kanchan lo jagatra mein paras murt jaye shuhi hai. Kino hai kanchan lo jagatra mein. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says that if you harness this power, the same power that Chandi had, which came out of her pagoti, which came out of her sword. Because when the women of the Raksh, of the demons, were sitting inside their ivory towers, looking down at the battlefield, this is in Chandi Diwar, Dekhan Bet Atari Nari Raksha. On one side, they've locked their women into towers. They are not letting their women come into the battlefield. The women are sitting and looking down. And on the other side, Tuhik Myano Khanda Hui Samne. Chandi rose on the one side. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is saying, Sikho, that feminine power, if you lock it into a tower, then just like the Rakshas fall, you will fall. But if you bring it into your homes, you will win the battle. Because just as Cynthia said, they are the mothers. They are the ones who are going to create the future Fauj. They are the ones who are going to create the Brahmas and the Sukhas and the Jindas of tomorrow. And at that point, I'm not going to speak too much. I'd like for you to speak today. Are there any questions? I'm not going to make too much of a debate, but specifically upon the character of Devi. I know I haven't gone into this very long today, but I want to keep it short because you have other workshops. Do we have any questions? Gurjan Singh, can you look after the mic, please? Any questions? Hanji. There must be a question somewhere. No. Hanji, hai koi? Okay, Hanji. Let's give a mic so people can hear. Pakhe ne laya ko sunda hai.
So if Chandi is a Hindu goddess and
Hold it a bit closer.
yeah, how come they still discriminate against women? If one of
Thoda ja nede kar la yaar. No one can hear you at the back.
Okay, so if Chandi is a female Hindu goddess, I don't understand why they would still discriminate against their women if they worship one.
Oh, why in Hinduism is there discrimination against women?
Yes, especially because there's the fact that Chandi is a woman herself.
That's a very good question.
That makes
And I
sense.
agree with you. एक पासे नारी ਨੂੰ ਮੱਥਾ ਟੇਕੋ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬੁੱਤ ਬਣਾਓ ਤੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪੂਜੋ ਤੇ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੰਦਿਰ ਚੋਂ ਧੱਕੇ ਮਾਰੋ. I agree with you. It's true. There is a valid question, but I don't feel qualified to comment on it because there's a lot of different things which go into a faith. So it's very easy to make that comment. You know, ek paase. Let me put it to you this way. A great scholar that I know said to me, he goes, look at these Hindus. Their mother is made out of rock and they bow down to her. They go, your mother is Mata Sahib Deva. Do you know where she was born? Do you know about her life? Your mother is Mata Sahib Deva. Do you know what she wrote in her Hukumname? And it's a valid question. So I don't want to go into the criticizing of another faith because that's not the way. But I understand your point is very valid. Ek paase buttu nu pujna, a stone, and on the other side being afraid of that power. But this is why Guru Gobind Singh Ji didn't just leave this in Brij Pasha, which is Chandi Charitar is in Brij Pasha. Now, has anyone heard of Brij Pasha? I think most of you guys probably will have. Jade katha son there. Brij Pasha is the language of poetry, so called, in the times of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, and even up to the time of Bhai Virsa Singh Ji. It was said that only poetry can be done in Brij. And the head Granthi of Patna Sahib at that time, when Bhai Virsa Singh Ji wrote, I think it was Rana Surat Singh. Or I could be mistaken there, but I've got Bhai Virsa Singh's Jeevan with me, I can check up. He wrote his first book in teenage years, his first couplets, and Baba Smer Singh, his name was, he said, Punjabi de vich kavita ho nahi sakdi. A Sikh head of a Takht said, Punjabi de vich kavita ho nahi sakdi, keval Brij Pasha de vich kavita ho sakdi. Bhai Virsa Singh said, Baba ji, aap Rana Surat Singh padho. He took it away, he read it in a day, he came back and he said, Mainu maaf kar do. Serious. He said, Mainu maaf kar do. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj writes Brij Pasha poetry as well, but alongside that, he takes this story of Chandi and he makes it into Aam Punjabi, so that when you read it, you can feel that power as well, that it can inspire you. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj takes Punjabi just like he opens it up to Persian, like that word Namost. What a revolution. You can write a poem in Farsi, you can write a poem in Sanskrit. Guru Gobind Singh Ji puts all of the languages into Japsa. He takes two different languages and he makes a word. Namost, Namas, Tuang. Namastoyan, Namastast. Namaskar ast is Persian, Namas is Sanskrit. Guru Gobind Singh Ji takes all of these people. Bhai Gurdas Ji said, Khe marde Brahman Maulane. On one side the Brahmins are fighting, on the other side the Mullahs are fighting. Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, Aap Bhai Gurdas inna da jhagda muka dinde ha, doਵਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠਿਆਂ ਕਰ ਲੈਣ, in one word. That is the power of Guru Gobind Singh Ji's poetry. Are there any other questions related to Dasam Bani? I would really like specifically this topic of Devi, but if not, any other Dasam Bani questions about Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Rachna? We have no questions about Guru Gobind Singh Ji's works. We sure about that? It's 100%. How many of you have read Chandi Diwar? Put your hands up. I would recommend to those of you who haven't to give it a read. And read it thoroughly. And try and get the gist of it. And then afterwards try with Chandi Charitra. So I think we're finishing at 4:45. Is that? Now the younger group किथे जाओगा? हाँ जी? नहीं 5 मिनट तक करेंगे. But okay, we'll do that in a bit. So I'm going to be wrapping up with my Dasam. Can anyone tell me where does Dehe Shiva Bar Mohi Eha come from? Which part of Dasam? Dehe Shiva Bar Mohi Eha Shubh Karmante Kabhu Natano. Excellent. Chandi Charitra. It comes at the end of Chandi Charitra. अच्छा क्या Right, so it comes from Chandi Charitra. When you look through Sri Dasam Bani, in Krishna Avatar, when Guru Gobind Singh Ji writes Krishna Avatar, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj knows that when he's telling the story of Krishna Avatar, the stories of the gopis will come. But all of a sudden, in the middle of that, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj starts praising this feminine power of God. Namo Chandika Mandika, it comes in that part. If you look through each part, Guru Gobind Singh Ji makes his mission clear. If he's writing Chandi Charitra, he says Shubh Karmante Kabahu Nataro, so that I never give up. If he's writing Chandi Diwar, he says Chare Jog Kahani Challag Teg Di. Durga Di nahi, Teg Di Kahani Challegi. My story now is not about this character. It is about how she used the sword. Chare Jog Kahani Challag Teg Di. You know, we always forget that quote. We talk about this, the quote which many people say, Chunkar az hama irte dar gujast. But Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj also says the story will always come up. Teg di kahani chalani chalani. The story of the sword will continue. Just like Cynthia said, whether that sword is made out of metal or whether that sword is made out of kalam. Okay, so we're getting restless. Let's finish for today. If anyone has any more questions. Hanji. When is what? Why is Fateh spelled like this? That's a very good question. It's a very relevant question. Who did it come from? Take it. When you look, I can't see your face. I have this thing about eye contact and it's really weird, but I do. This weird thing where I just look at people. It's not weird. I know that you like it. Anyway. Basically, when we look through Dasam, and even when we look inside Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, we see Fateh Pe Iman Jeet. Can someone check where that comes from? How that's spelled? It's in Bhavanakari. Fateh Pe Iman Jeet. I'll actually look into this question because I haven't looked into it very much before. but it is something to think about, and that is the type of mind that we should inquire Gurbani with. Because each word, seriously, I know it sounds like a silly question maybe, but each word has something there. Each single word. I don't know the answer yet, but I will get back to you. You've given me some homework to do. Andy? Yeah, Fateh, Fateh, Fatah, and Fateh. And I'm pronouncing them wrong, it should be Pateh, if it's without a bindi. That's another thing. There is no such thing as Fufar. It is Pupar. So the next time you meet your Pupar, make sure you say Puparji. Anyway, that was your class on the Nasaq and Samadhi. So we'll wrap up for today. That's a good question. It's actually quite valid. I will actually look into it.